Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SUITMAN'S Niche. Of course, with your host, SUITMAN, where 99% of the population will kind of dismiss upon. But for us, the top 1%, we do agree upon, we ponder upon, we laugh upon some of the things that we talk about here at our podcast. For today's SUITMAN'S Niche, I want to say a statement, and that is enjoying life is actually an acquired skill, meaning it is completely controllable of ourselves. It is a fully free will decision with ourselves. If we want to enjoy life, we truly can, despite our current circumstance, whether that's having no money, having a lot of money, whether that's we're in a bad mood, uh, good health, bad health, environment, etc. When I was young, I I've always learned to have fun with myself. Partly because I had to, because I had no siblings. I had absolutely no other, no other person to hang out with, really. And so, over the course of the years, I became very dependent on myself and my capability um, of how to have fun, how to amuse myself, really, at times when I am bored. You know, uh, when I was young, really, my mom, my dad would do their thing, and I was really all by myself. And I always played with my Legos, or I would read books to really just find myself in these beautiful, fantastical, fantasies um, that really expanded my imagination, of course, to today. And so, really, I think that having someone is such a blessing. To have people around you is such a blessing, to have fun with. And of course, I do have, my few friends that I meet from time to time to really have fun and to just kind of catch up on. But the majority of time, I'm really just by myself. And now I really like that. I crave it. I need it, actually. I need time with myself to a certain point. If not, then, you know, I wouldn't react a certain way, but I would be kind of disappointed and kind of, you know, I couldn't spend a lot of time with myself this week, perhaps next week. But I love spending time with ourselves and with myself, and uh, a lot of the times when I'm in a bad mood and I'm by myself, I have a choice. I do have a choice of just maybe like not doing anything, laying in bed and just like doom scrolling or something like that. Or I do have the choice of working out, which is my hobby, cycling, which is, you know, the hobby that layered, they go hand in hand. But, and I always choose the latter because, I just have so much fun with myself. And I'm going to tell you how. And perhaps you would get some ideas. A lot of people, they don't know how to have fun with what they have at their current disposal. So for me, let's take cycling for example. I love seeing myself go faster through hard training, through rigorous leg days, um, through practicing, and I love that. I love through suffering. I love to see results that I've never seen before, that exceeds my imagination and my capability, and I'm still on that journey. And to see the number grow from last week, even by one, that's having so much fun with, by myself. Like just being able to do something on my own, earning it, and then kind of proving it with number. That is just such a magnificent, a glorious journey. I think that you perhaps can definitely experience and and live by. I love it. I love it, and that's one of many ways that I have fun with myself is to really practice hard, work out hard, and putting in that work, just to see if I will get better. I have no guarantee whatsoever that next week I will become 1% faster, but for that 1%, I'm going to, spend 2 hours or whatever a day, just, at the gym, or whether that's, at home, studying about how the wind works when we're riding our bikes, something, anything that can help. And that I have so much fun with that. And of course, that concept goes with my creations as well, my work, my compositions, how I teach. It really just the concept is exactly the same. I have so much fun, and really, I realize that it is a decision that I make with myself. It's kind of like gambling. Like, I have no guarantee that today is going to be a very successful day. But despite that, I'm just going to try to test. I'm going to experiment. Experiment is the word that I was looking for. Experiment. I have so much fun by experimenting. I have absolutely no interest on producing the best work by calculation behind the curtain, calculating and looking at data, what the general public will want to listen to. I absolutely have no interest in that. With my work, with cycling, with working out, it is a relationship with myself. And if a person along the journey really likes my work, then of course, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I never cave in to, as an artist, what the people will want to listen to. Although I am very, very keen and very aware. I am very aware of what the general public would want to listen to. But with all my creation, it's such a niche work that I produce, but I love that so much because it's through experimentation. It's through experimenting different colors. I'm experimenting with uncertainty. And I think that is what makes my life so fun to live by. It's the uncertainty that I play around with. And if something so magnificent, so beautiful, so glorious comes out through the piano, while I didn't even plan anything, just by experimenting, trying out new things, then that is the best of the best feeling that I can experience at that time. So same thing with cycling, same thing with working out. I never tell myself, okay, today I'm going to try to exceed this amount of weight, or I'm going to try to lift this amount of weight, or I'm going to try to get, you know, like, I'm going to increase my FTP, for example, by, however much. I never do that. I never plan. I never. But it's a very misconception. It's a misconception because a lot of the people around me think that I'm very calculative. I plan methodically every single step that I take. It's the suit. It's the suit. I'm telling you, it's the suit. But I'm completely on the contrary. I'm like here, and my heart is literally a nomad. Yes, yes. But that is how I have fun. That is how I have fun. That because I feel like art should be that way. I feel like art should be spontaneous, should be experimental, should be innovative. It never should be conservative. It should always be liberal. Not saying I'm a liberal, but art, it should so be open-minded, because that's where creative happenings work. It's by playing with uncertainty and experimentations. And so I have, I have no guarantee that I will make it big as an artist. Do I even want to make it big as an artist? I don't think so, because so far, all the big artists I know, they do trade off their fame with their freedom, with agencies. And it's another part why I don't offer myself to agencies. Well, that's another whole separate conversation. But I choose freedom because I love playing with myself. I love having fun with myself by experimenting and striving for that uncertain beauty that might come out or that might not come out. I hope you understand. And if I think art, including cinema, including music, including paintings, should be in that spot, in that kind of fashion, just kind of rolling by and discovering the spontaneous beauty that comes out by improvising, that comes out by uncertainty, because that is life. That is life, and art is, on a certain point, it's a reflection of life. But anyways, so being able to have fun is truly a free-willed, conscientious skill to learn and to apply. The younger a person learns to have fun with themselves, is when they do grow up, their creative and their imaginatory realm is far more vast than that of people who grow up to be conservatives, who has that kind of narrow, kind of like that tunnel vision mindset, who are very calculative, who are very data analytical. But on the contrary, perhaps that is how you have fun. Completely opposite of me, perhaps you have fun by actually analyzing data and trying to maybe predict the future that way. Or you have fun by having a very definite, clear answer to solve and to work upon. Maybe perhaps you have fun by telling and promising yourself that by next Friday, I'm going to lift a certain number of weight. Perhaps that's how you have fun. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Actually, I think that is quite courageous, if you ask me, to promise with yourself and to make that promise with yourself and to actually strive and do it. That's in itself. That's in itself a merit, of course. But the most important thing is this: how do we have fun in our daily lives? We never have fun by not doing. You will always have fun by doing. That is the rule. That is the rule. So you might be tired today. Today is your off day from school or from work or from wherever. But at the same time, you want to go to the gym too. So what are you gonna choose? Are you gonna choose to have fun through suffering through a little bit of that work and feel that amazing feeling after you work out? Or would you just choose to just rest that day? There's, people say grind, you gotta always go to the gym, go, do the ladder. But let me tell you something. It is completely up to you. It is your choice. It is your choice. You have to do what is best for you that day. If you feel so very tired, you really feel like your soul and your mind needs a little rest from the world, from this fast-paced world. You need that solitude at the comfort of your home, so that the next day when you do go to work, you're energized. Then yes, don't go to the gym. You have to rest. You have to rest your mind. You have to give the space to yourself, the time to yourself to just, But if you feel truly yourself, I am capable of going to the gym today. I feel like going to the gym today. I feel like my mind, my heart is burning with passion. And yes, do go to the gym and experience that beautiful, that magnificent, just transcending kind of feeling. Yes, but neither of them are wrong. Both of them are right. So, ladies and gentlemen, to have fun with our lives, I probably see that probably for me, let's say that resources I do not have. One day something detrimental will happen, and I am like, I have absolutely nothing to my name. My bike gets taken away, piano, whatever, bank, auctioned off, whatever, and I have absolutely nothing. I will still try. I'd probably still try to. I will actually find a way to have fun. With my new circumstance, whatever that might be. Whether maybe I'll go to the library and just start reading books, and just to test my imaginative, cognitive, focus level. Again, experimenting and testing. And yeah, I love it. I love it so much. To enjoy life, never make excuse. Oh, I don't have much money, or never make an excuse of, oh, I don't feel good today. Like, oh, But one thing is for sure, you will always have fun by doing, never by not doing. By always pursuing something or doing something. My boss, I used to work at an insurance firm. If yeah, I know, random, but I I had the pleasure of working with the best of the best boss. He was at the time he was my role model. He was really my mentor, and he told me the same thing. You must do something. You must always do something, especially when we're young. We have to do something, pursue something, to strive towards something, and never stop that. Never stop that. Because there will be a time where we won't be able to experiment. There will be a time where we won't be able to play with uncertainty anymore. There will be a time where certainty is our commodity. And of course, I'm talking about when we're older. When we're not that young anymore. You know, um, but until then, never fear to experiment. Never fear to really have fun with your work, with your craft, with your creations, and be open minded and always have the courage to experiment and do experiment, um, to meet and to prove to yourself that you are so creative, you are independent, you are just built different from the rest of the world, the 99%. Yeah, a niche person you are, but so am I. But of course, that's how the 1% are. Um, we're niche beings. Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I certainly hope you enjoyed um, my podcast today and what I had to say today. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? How do you have fun with your life? Um, and how do you release your stress, your hobbies? Let me know that in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I think for next time I want to talk about cars just for momentarily, but um, because I have something to say to the car industry. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, um, thank you so much for tuning in to Suitman's Niche uh, with your host, Suitman. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing evening, a great day, a beautiful morning. Thank you so much, everybody.